on 5th of March of 2021 and effectively rolled it out on 8th March, the first phase of the vaccination exercise that targeted 1.25 million frontline workers at high risk of infection. It further says that the prioritized groups included health workers, security personnel, teachers, workers in institution of learning and the clergy. The country is now experiencing the third wave of the COVID-19 pandemic with increasing number of cases, hospitalization and deaths. In view of this surge of the pandemic and in order to protect and save lives, the Ministry of Health has decided to immediately prioritize vaccinations of persons aged 58 years and above. According to the data, these are most at risk of severe disease and account for 60% of recorded deaths. This group of persons will now be a priority target group under the ongoing Phase 1 vaccination exercise. This prioritization is also aligned to the WHO and National Task Force and vaccination deployment recommendations. I repeat, the Ministry of Health has decided to immediately prioritize vaccinations of persons aged 58 years and above for the vaccination. This follows the prioritized groups such as health workers, security personnel, teachers, workers in institution of learning and clergy. That is news reaching our newsroom. But still on health, the Ministry of Health has denied presence and distribution of Russian vaccine Sputnik 5 in Kenya. According to Health CIS, Dr. Mercy Mwangangi, the ministry is ready to partner with the private sector, but all vaccines coming into the country must go through the Pharmacy and Poisons Board before approval for use. The CIS added that 2 vaccines are currently awaiting approval from the board. KTN's Health and Science reporter Saada Hassan has the details.
Details emerging from various sources say that the Russian vaccine Sputnik 5 is in the country and some hospitals have already started selling it to Kenyans. However, Dr. Mercy Mwangangi, the CIS Health, says that this is just fake news.
We have reports about the arrival of the Russian Sputnik 5 vaccines in the country. We also know a technical agreement stipulating the responsibilities of all parties involved in the distribution is yet to be submitted to the Pharmacy and Poisons Board, which means that the vaccine has therefore not received all the necessary regulatory approvals for use in the country.
Before a vaccine is accepted into the country, the Pharmacy and Poisons Board has to ascertain the effectiveness of the vaccine before it is allowed for emergency use.
Sputnik has been able to apply to the Pharmacy and Poisons Board for what is known as emergency market authorization.
We require information to be provided in the 5 parts. The first part is about the administrative data. So you tell us your address, if you see now the company that the manufacturer must appoint a company, a local company. So we look at the power of attorney. And then part 2 is exactly what we call an executive summary of the technical bit, which is part 3, 4, and 5.
Currently, there are 2 more vaccines awaiting approval for emergency market authorization from the Pharmacy and Poisons Board. According to the COVID-19 vaccine tracker, currently there are 251 vaccine drugs in development, 61 in clinical testing, and 11 in use worldwide. Saada Hassan, KTN News.
Well, that story by Saada Hassan takes us to a short commercial break here on News Desk. When we come back,